Nah, for real though. Don't forget the maybe, baby.
If you are 40 and you are 40 plus, it's time to leave them young girls alone and get you a woman who understands the signs of a stroke. Start rewarding inconsistency with unavailability.
So everybody's going to be consistent at doing something.
That time you confuse a lesson for a soulmate.
Bible never tells a woman to love a man. You're supposed to love her. She's not supposed to love you back at the same level.
Because when you have all these contingencies, you're not saying, I'm not going to love you. I'm not going to let God love you through me.
So somebody told me a long time ago, they said, look, before you go on a date with someone, release first. They said, release first, so that way when you go on that date, now you're not just looking at them through sexual eyes. You can clearly see what that person is saying and what that person is doing.
But what is the kind of brother that gets sleepy after?
You can trust them to be themselves.
Maybe this will help. Will this help you?
Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget the maybe, baby.
All I'm saying is we need to get the studio.
It's showtime.
Welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help.
Diggity, welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help. Fellas,
Maybe this will help you.
Come on, will this help you? Mike, you ready tonight? Give them the country version of it since you got your cowboy hat on. Maybe this will help. Will this help you? No, that's how they do it. Arrow got it. Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget the maybe, baby. And click them heels together.
Did you say baby?
Wow. Baby, don't forget the maybe, baby.
Why are you telling this man to click his heels together?
Because that's how they do when they be line dancing. Homie, you ain't never seen them get their spurs. They click their spurs together. That's how you know. That's how the women be. That's how you catch the women. You click them spurs together.
Hey, you wear them tight jeans with that big old buckle in the front. That's how you catch the women.
All right, and then you got to pull on the buckle.
No, you don't. No, not you got only if you got the chaps on. If you got the chaps on, tight jeans don't make sense.
That's your the field of expertise.
Sure is.
The lime green chap.
Listen,
we don't let you keep that lane to yourself, bro.
Yeah. I got it covered, man.
Hey, he's trying to be like, I know what it is. He's trying to be like Prince and have assless chaps, huh?
We're gonna start disrespecting each other from the gate tonight. That's
got to.
All right.
Got to.
Well, welcome to another episode of Maybe We Need Therapy once again. Yo, no, for real though. Welcome you guys to another episode, man. We done started April off right. We here trying to give y'all some of this relationship talk you can relate to. So prepare for 3, sometimes 4 black men to be vulnerable about their relationships, the good, the bad, the alimony, dating, intimacy, marriage, divorce, all of it.
Friendship,
friendship, brotherhood.
Yes.
Yeah. Law-abiding citizen.
Hey,
man of God, Christian.
Yeah, we'll go.
Left Christ, came back. Might leave again. I'm not sure. What? He came and found me. That one sheep that they be talking about in the songs. That was me.
Yeah. I think they call him a black sheep.
Wow. Well.
Yeah. Yep.
The blackest nigga on the show. Just okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you guys in the chat to make sure you go ahead and chime into these conversations. Tag somebody you feel like could benefit from the show tonight. If you've seen any of our past episodes, you know that what we do here is not try to put on a show, but really just expose. You're getting a chance to see what we do when we are around each other on the strength, just talking about what we're talking about. Not here to put on the show and agree with each other, but here to just hopefully help each other grow and maybe help each other and include you guys in the process. So don't be shy. Jump in the chat, share with us. Fellas, y'all want to check in before we get started?
Let's do it.
Go ahead, Mike.
All right, I had a great week, man. Got a lot of work done at the new job, which I was pretty excited about. My training is almost over, so I'm happy about that. So learning a lot from that. As far as the print business goes, just been honestly falling a little behind. I gotta this week I said to myself, I gotta start writing stuff down, putting stuff in a calendar, Jay always tells me I need to use my calendar on my phone, but I don't do it. You know what I mean? But I'm seeing that stuff is falling through the cracks that doesn't always fall through the cracks. So just fine tuning life, just fine tuning life, brother.
Come on, man, and you got the grace to do it, bro. Just the fact that you're going towards it and trying to better it every day, man. You're a good dude, man. Keep doing what you do.
For sure. And then, of course, the little one had his very first flag football game. He's never played organized football in his life. So, as a dad, you're like, oh, yeah, go for it. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, do you even know what you're going to be doing out there? Like, I know you play Madden all the time and you throw the ball around at school, but are you going to be – that boy got out there and surprised the hell out of me.
It's just Fortnite. That's all it is.
With a football instead of the guns. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Same thing. And he's an expert.
Yeah, for sure. And then,
he shocked you though, bro?
He did, man. I was just out there in awe, man, and just like completely invested in I felt like I was at a damn pro game, damn near. I'm all on the sideline and running and jumping and yelling. It was good, man. It was good. And then E came out.
Scaring all the kids. Scaring all the kids at your son's flag football game, running and jumping on the sidelines.
I can't confirm nor deny.
Looking like a mascot. Okay.
No, but Dub came out, Pookie came out, and Pookie's daughter, and of course Jay was there. So it was good. It was good, man. It just felt good to see the people who I love show love to my family. You know what I mean?
100%.
It's a different feeling, you know what I mean? Because I never had that, you know what I mean? I never had friends that come out to my sons anything, you know what I mean? It was usually just grandmother or grandfather, auntie, that's it. Girlfriend, maybe, that's it. But yeah, man, heart was full this weekend, though, for sure.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Dub, check in, bro.
Let's see what I got. My week was pretty interesting, man. Just trying to get some work done. Earlier in the week, I had to go and get myself checked out. You know what I'm saying? Had to go to emergency, get myself checked out. I was having some chest pain, and it was resonating in my back too. And you always hear a lot that guys don't go to the doctor. Guys, man, let me tell you something. The older I get, the more I know I have to go to the doctor. If something's not feeling right, I go get myself checked out. I make sure everything is all good. Good thing is, man, like I said, it was a little scaring me, you know what I'm saying? Because I had chest pain, so I went to emergency. They did EKG, they did a chest X-ray, they pulled some blood and stuff like that just to make sure they checked me out, and everything was normal. You know what I'm saying? My heart looked good, my lungs looked good, my spine looks good, so everything was in good shape, and it was probably just a pulled muscle or joint inside. So it was a little a relief to know that everything was good in that sense. Just trying to get some work done, man. I was able to get a lot done at work. It was good to be out there, see Denham play. You know what I mean? He had two touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? I had a pick six, took it back to the house. You know what I mean? He had another touchdown. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Ran the ball. You know what I mean? Got flipped in the end zone, but he still, you know what I'm saying? He still.
Hey, don't make Mike cry. Mike about to cry. Mike, let's go two touchdowns.
You know what I'm saying? Then he was a little hurt, but he was, you know what I'm saying, from that fall, he was a little hurt, but he was like trying to tough it out, like, you know what I'm saying? I had the time, you know what I'm saying, like Mike was doing his thing, making sure the team was taken care of, and I had the pleasure of being able to just pull Denham to the side and make sure he was good. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure he was good physically and stuff like that. So I mean, that was a good thing, man. That was a good feeling. So
if you know anything about Errol's future vision for himself, he sees himself married, living in a cul-de-sac, and he said he's outside front of his garage. He wants to be the house that all the kids come to get their bikes fixed, learn how to work on cars. He wants to be that man in the
I can
neighborhood.
see it, man. I can see it, especially as of yesterday. I could see it, whether it's starting his own dojo. I could just see it. I can see it.
I need to upload that video I sent y'all on Instagram about what his dojo gonna look like.
Hey,
Right.
His dojo called the Lucky Sensei.
I thought you meant the video when y'all was sparring. I thought you meant that video you was gonna upload and show the people. Now, because the people may want to see. Too soon. It's still too soon. Got it.
I'm gonna post it. So I mean, nobody mess with me because they know my brother is dangerous. What else, bro?
It's all good. I mean, but you know what I'm saying? Like, just been busy, man. This week has went by way too fast. Had a whole lot going on this weekend. But you know, God is good. You know what I'm saying? God is good, and man, just some other stuff in the works. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to prepare my mind for it. Just trying to be a good steward. You know what I mean? That's like my biggest thing right now. Just trying to be a good steward. Trying not to be wasteful. Just trying to make sure I love on everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's the important thing for me. Just trying to make sure I love on everybody, and just trying to make sure I'm just being a good steward of everything and everybody that's in my life. So that's where I'm at, bro.
Hey,
what's up with you, man? Check in, bro.
It's like people say, you know, but God is good. I feel like that's medication for us. You like take 2 of these God is good and call me in the morning. That's when we can't really figure it out, trying not to complain. Just like looking at the situation like, all right, but God is good. God is good. I'm just gonna go to sleep on this one. And sometimes, you know, I think for me, this last few months, got to be intentional about your confessions, what you allow to come out of your mouth. The more I recognize I'm in a relationship with the creator of all things, the more I recognize my responsibility to protect his reputation. Not that he needs me to, but if I was in a relationship with anybody, like my brothers, like I want to be more intentional about who everybody believes that they are. And I have not done a good job of that in the past. Mike will tell you, you know, I have not done a good job of protecting my brother's reputation, especially when they hurt me. And so I take that into my relationship with God. And it's just like, man, okay. People are looking at me, the one who says they serve God, and how I go through the situation. And at times I'll tell them, you should trust God. But they watching me when I go through situations, seeing how I per se trust him, what trusting him looks like in my life. And oftentimes, you know, in the past, I've painted a very horrible picture. Nobody would want to trust the God based on how I'm going through my situation. And I had to learn that I'm not going to put on a show in the midst of my hurt and my pain, but I do need to get a closer relationship with God, because if he's a God of his word, then that should show up in my actions. If he's a God that's never failed, if he has a perfect track record, that should show up in my actions. And so, you know, like the Bible says, we don't mourn like people who have no hope. You know, we don't mourn like we're being tried and tested for no good reason. We know that God is causing all things to work together for our good. And so before it manifests and works out like that in my reality, in my real world, I have to believe it internally. And that changes my whole mood, my perspective to my situation, no matter what it looks like. I'm often looking at stories from the Bible and I'm like, yeah, God made a way out of no way. Whenever I send like my nephew money in college, I always put Psalm 77:19. And it says that your way led through the sea, a way that no one knew was there. I hold on to that verse every day because it keeps me in remembrance that no matter what my situation may look like, it's exactly where God wants me to be, because there's no dead end to him.
That's right.
Wherever he placed me is exactly what I need. He's going to show me a new thing. If I continue to trust him and walk in my gifting with courage, he's going to show me a new thing. He's going to make a way where nobody knew there was a way. So, yeah, like Amber said, that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. No, we gonna hurt. We gotta cross the bear. We gonna suffer. But I tell you what,
I look back at my bad,
Go
bro.
ahead.
My bad. No, I was just gonna say I look back at the disciples, like they probably had it the worst because they was the closest to Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So everybody is looking at them. Any wrong move they make, any kind of back alley deal they're trying to do, everybody eyes on all the time. So you know what I mean? And we've seen their mistakes throughout the Bible. How they done messed up big time, right? Yeah. So I mean, you know, with everything that we go through and everything that we're trying to be in life, I think that God's grace is our biggest gift. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter how much we mess up, and you know what I mean. Oh, I know I said I was going to do this and start doing this, and I started it, but then I kind of backslid a little bit. Yada, yada. Man, God, if we continue to try to be the best we can be, I got full belief that God is going to forgive us for that stuff as long as we keep trying to press towards that mark, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Man, well, I'll say it like this, man. We count it all joy.
Yeah.
That whatever we have to endure in this meantime is nothing compared to what will be produced, to the glory that will be produced, man. It works for us. So we start the show with a little bit of encouraging words. I'm sorry I didn't check in like I wanted to check in, but we had to do a pause for the cause, man,
Yeah.
because God is good.
That's right.
Man, for me, man, I'm happy we in April, man. It's my birthday month. My birthday is on Sunday.
Yeah.
Next Sunday is my birthday. Yeah. Donnie, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Sing, nigga. Sing my birthday. Hey.
You gonna sing to me. You gonna sing to me.
Sing the birthday song.
Singing to me, huh?
Man, I'm gonna be 42 years old, bro. And I'm happy about it, man. I've been here for a minute. I done learned some things, and God is really showing me how to do life, you know, and just some of the things I share with you guys on the show or whatnot. But this week has been it's had an incredible flow to it. And I had therapy last Thursday, and my therapist challenged me to do some new things. And so y'all might see my circle. Y'all might see me doing some new things, and just know that just following directions of my therapist, man. He said I wouldn't be a great therapist if I didn't challenge you to walk in a new way with your new growth. So yeah, man, it's been a good week. I drove out to Westlake today, Westlake Village, because my boy that I do the podcast with, Imagine Faith Talk, I'm being promoting that tonight this whole month for my birthday. His daughter turned 1 year old, man. So I was happy to go out there and celebrate with him. I love seeing fathers with kids because I wanted to be a father for so long. It feels good to see fathers doing, you know, their father thing and their husband thing with their wives, man. I just live vicariously through y'all as I see y'all walk this thing out, man. It's incredibly comforting for me. So that's been my week, man. Just a good week at work. April Fools, I got fooled. I can't even tell you how many times. I found out that I trust very easily. Yeah, they just kept taking advantage of me, and it's okay. It's okay because I could have let it traumatize me, or I could have just laughed at it. I mean, they did some things to me, but it's all good, man. I enjoy. Yeah, they did some things to me. But I told them I'm the kind of brother that I'll do April Fools all month long in May. So just prepare yourself for that. Yo, my other brother, he's in the building. It's the four of us, y'all. I told y'all it might be the four of us tonight. Mr. Kerry, Darrell, DJ Devious. You still haven't figured out how to work that mute button, huh?
My bad.
Right,
Greetings,
there you go.
Greetings. How are we today?
We just checked in, man. It's on you, bro, actually.
Well,
It's
listen,
on
let me
you.
start my.
I'm
Let me start my.
gonna flip it. It's a bit. Oh, sorry.
Let me start my check-in by holding myself accountable and publicly apologizing to my brother, Mike, for my demeanor today. I'm slightly realizing that God is he's giving me advancements, but he also goes back and he tests me a little bit just to make sure I got it right. You know what I mean? So, today I had the ability to see myself in a light that I used to have, but I also got to see myself corrected without it coming to a head or anybody else having to say something. You know what I mean? And I know he kind of got a little irritated with my apology because he probably felt like I didn't owe him one, but I did, because the growth is infinite, man. And when you stop trying to grow, then you might as well just open the casket and put yourself in it.
Hey. That's how you want to come in the show today. That's just
yeah. Coming in hot.
We make these advancements and change in life, and it's kind of like when you learn something in your craft, sometimes you got to get back to basics. You know what I'm saying? I know you know what that means, Dub. You know what I mean? You at work sometimes, and sometimes you got to go back and just try of where you've already come from to make sure you're still doing that job right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I wanted to publicly again apologize to you for my demeanor, Mike, because you took time out of your day to come pick me up, man, and I appreciate it. I know shit happens, and that's the thing that we often forget to give to other people as well as ourselves, and that's grace, man. Because people don't have to. I mean, you tell me all the time, you know, when people are being nice, they don't have to be nice to you. So you be grateful when someone is, you know what I'm saying? And don't take it for granted, because they could have did like anybody else that already ignored your ass. You know what I'm saying? So
hey, what you said chimed in.
Love you too, man. Love you too, bro. Love all y'all.
I was making space for that. Yeah. I didn't want to get in the way of that. I love y'all. Listen, man, me and Dub was talking before you and Mike got on the show, and we were talking about how this self-work thing, this work you do on yourself, like sometimes that thing that you refuse to work on in your life, be it a personality thing, or maybe it's a broken relationship, sometimes that thing you're resistant to work on is the very reason why people are hesitant to work with you.
Yeah,
we don't understand that sometimes God gives us this idea to work on something now because he doesn't want it to be a red flag for the person he wants to partner us with in the future, but we are resistant, and that's why they're hesitant, because we are resistant now. What up, bro?
No, I was saying that's what I told Mike. I said, better it happened with you in my circle, in my family, than it happened with somebody else and they immediately put me back into the box that I climbed out of.
And you know why this circle is so important to me? Because it's a safe place to mess up. It's a safe place to practice. Practice. It's a safe place to practice being better men, just being better, so being more aligned with who God called us to be, man. And so I appreciate y'all, brother. I told y'all in text messages not too long ago, thank you for giving me a safe place to practice loving myself, because it's at your expense. I appreciate y'all for that.
My therapist has me focused on a word, and for the last month and a half, we've been focused on the word vulnerability. It's a defense mechanism that we have, and we use it against the people that we love, and that shouldn't be. And the more you concentrate on it, the more you pay attention to it, the better you can be with the people that you love, so that you can develop more of a love. There's never a place where love stops. You just develop, and it increases, and you do more, be more, and you be better, and you get better, and all is better. So my check-in is, man, God is amazing. That's
there
my
it
check-in.
is. He's good and he's amazing. Hey, but what you said goes back to what me and Dub talked about a few episodes ago about how you can spar with someone to practice your skill set and not be trying to hurt them, but get better at what you're doing. So like if I'm trying to get better at having, conversations where I'm not trying to control them, I should be able to come to my circle and say, hey, I want to practice this. This is something I'm not good at. I want to practice being more humble in conversations. I want to practice setting my ego aside. I want to practice not trying to control everything. Right. This is the place, man. This is the place. This is why we push people having a circle, having a safe group of friends to practice these things with people who won't get offended immediately. And if it's not a job for everybody, trust me, you have to have people assigned for this, a place where they won't get offended immediately, or where they won't take it personal, or where it's not going to be a challenge every time you're trying to do something better. They recognize he's working at it. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of grace. Okay. All right, cool.
And I just gotta piggyback on this, because clearly this whole conversation is God. Today I was talking to a customer, me and this customer, she's been a customer for years. But we always bump heads. It's like she hits me up. I'm like, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Right. And she may be watching, but she knows where I'm coming from. But we always bump heads. And today we were going back and forth about business or whatnot. And she said, who is this, Mike? Am I talking to Mike? And I'm like, yeah. And she said, she can see the growth and the change just in me. And in that moment, there was like a reality check, because I realized it's not necessarily that I feel like I'm the same person, but now I'm allowing other people to be them. You don't got to be like me. You don't got to think like me. You don't got to act like me. You can be you. And I have to be okay with that. I have to change my way of thinking in order to be okay with who you are, and vice versa. And if everybody does that, we good.
Gucci.
Can I tap into that real quick? Just in adjusting things. So today I got off a plane coming from Colorado, from DJing. And as soon as I got off the plane, I had to go downtown to DJ. And then from downtown, I had to go to Long Beach to DJ. And then I had to fly home and get here for this. In my mind, I have been trying to process things like, what is it? What's going on that things have changed drastically in a great way? And I realized that I am now reaping the benefits of being obedient. I had the ability to sit in Vegas. I worked my ass off. I busted my ass to get to where I wanted to be. And I was making amazing money in my own space, in a comfortable place, especially after being shot here Like everybody on this podcast knew I had no plans on ever coming back.
At all.
Mhm.
So when God presented the option to go, hey, you can stay here and you can be whatever you're in and whatever you've done so far. And, I hope the best for you. Or you can be obedient and do what thus said, and you can go back home and you can put a pause on your life and you can do whatever it is that I have set for you to do, and you can worry about the rest later. You know those those crystal cake sitters where you put the cake in and it's got that clear top on it,
Mhm.
and the cake looks good, but you can't smell it and you can't taste it, but you know it's there.
I
I feel
love
like
the smelling cakes.
Right off.
To
And
top off the cakes.
now you can, because I feel like me as a DJ, I don't feel like I've become like this great DJ all of a sudden, but I feel like God said, here you go. You were obedient to what I asked you to do, and now I'm going to give you things that you never even desired. I just DJ for two of the like biggest things going on in the city at the same time. And I'm like, that's not me. That don't have nothing to do with me. That's all God. I tried to get that when I walked in this house because I'm still walking in this house and there's nobody here but me. But at the end of the day, like everything that I've received, everything that I've gained, just because I was obedient makes me want to do nothing more but continue to be obedient. And I just want to thank y'all for helping me in that, helping me in being obedient, man, because when you're around people that are following in the same footsteps,
yes, that part.
That win, you getting that overflow. And I'm grateful to have men in my life that give me the overflow.
We'll find a better way to word that. But yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
That God's or is so powerful. That decision, that or, like you said, you could go here or you could do what I said.
Yeah.
That or is probably, it usually is a defining moment on how your life in that moment is going to turn out.
If I'm honest, I think I have been selfish for 39 years of my life, including having a son. But in that moment for Della and Billy, there was no room for selfishness. And the reward has been so great that you just want to tell people obedience is the way. It may not look good in the moment.
Yeah.
It may
You
be
may not
hard.
see it. Yeah.
But I tell you, the benefits of it, the benefits of what God can do are endless and amazing and sometimes unbelievable.
Listen, bro. Obedience has always been the path, man. The Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and all his righteousness, and all these other things will be added unto you.
Listen.
When we decide that his desires are more important than ours.
Yep.
When we decide that what he had planned for our life is more important than what we really want to do with it. Not only does he do what he did with King Solomon, because King Solomon could have sought out, he asked King Solomon, what do you want? Ask for anything you want. He didn't ask for what he thought he needed in his life, riches and the life of his enemies. He asked for discernment to be able to properly judge. He wanted to be a better steward over what position that God put him in. Right. When we start to live our day like that, God is just like, that's what I'm talking about. Put me first. When you pray, talk about what it is that I want from you. What have you prepared for this day, God? How would you see me to respond to this situation? Who would you ask me to serve today? Man.
Yeah.
And it's easier to do that in a group of men where again, we're working at it, but it's like, man, that you would a group of men where we're all trying to be more obedient. Because if you've ever tried to be obedient to God's will in a group of people who ain't really trying to do that, it's like a weight on top of a weight.
It is.
Yeah, man. Cheers, fellas, y'all ready? Cheers to that, man. Cheers to that, man. All right, man. Y'all ready to get this show started?
Let's go, son.
Let's go, son. All right. Dub is ready.
Wow. I'm in my New York, son. B, work them over, yo. Let's get it, kid.
Wow. Okay. So we're gonna start this way. Just like a shoe, if someone is meant for you, they will fit perfectly. No forcing, no struggling, no pain. One more time. Just like a shoe, if someone is meant for you, they will fit perfectly. No forcing, no struggling, no pain.
I'm gonna have to call bullshit on that one.
I don't believe it.
Because
okay, let's put it to a vote.
Okay.
Who says BS? Of course. Of course.
It's God.
All right, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
No, I only say it because it is. I think that when somebody's meant for you, it'll be a lot easier. But because you're learning somebody as a person that you've never known before, there's gonna be some type of clash. It don't have to be like rah, but there's gonna be a little uncomfortable period in a relationship because I got to get to know your sleeping habits, your eating habits. I got to get to know if you like the TV on when we sleep at night. Like, it's a whole bunch of different stuff that comes into play when you enter into a relationship. Just like, let's just use the circle. Let's not talk romantic relationships. It's four different personalities now that I have to get to know that may not match mine. Dub may like to do stuff that I don't like to do. You may like to talk about stuff I don't like to talk about. Carrie likes to talk on the phone. I fucking hate it, but I do it.
What about? But what about it says if a person is meant for you? I mean, does that?
I feel like the circle I'm in is meant for me. I feel like it was created for me. I don't feel like I could ask for a better circle. However, there's still some struggle sometimes. There's still some uncomfortable moments. That's just growing pains. Growing pains.
Clearly, if you fucking hate it.
What you got?
So this is what I'll say. I don't necessarily think that comment was 100% accurate. Everyone is different. You have to learn each individual, and just like when you buy a new pair of shoes, sometimes it takes some time to break in those shoes. You know, it doesn't mean that they're not your shoe size, doesn't mean that they're not a comfortable fit, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes because of the newness of it, you know what I'm saying, they probably fit snug. You know what I'm saying? You have to walk around in them a little bit. You know what I mean? You have to get used to it. You have to let the shoe contour to your foot. Same thing with any relationship. You have to let the relationship contour to, you know, what works for you too. You know what I mean? So
I got a question though. So I'm using your analogy because clearly y'all foot ain't shaped the same. So whose foot is it gonna contour towards? So
listen, if you buy a pair of shoes, think about it like this. If you buy a pair of shoes, right? We all have difference. One foot is bigger than the other. And if both of those shoes came in the exact same size, one of them is gonna have to adapt. You know what I'm saying? One of them is gonna have to adapt to the other. Doesn't necessarily
ain't gonna be me.
Wrong.
What you saying?
No, it's gonna have to be some adapting on both parts, right? So if there's gonna have to be some adapting on both parts, like oh gosh,
then you need to get your nose fixed because they probably smelled like that before you got with them. That's on you.
Oh God.
Jesus.
Okay. Let me tell you why I'm here for it. Carrie, did you wanna add your two pieces for our?
It's okay, naive Donnie.
Listen, I'm gonna keep living my naive fantasy over here because it feels really good. So
let me add something. Hold on, bro. Before you get started, I want to add something to that real quick.
Yes. Sir.
Each person is different. Just like Mike was saying, I have to, you know, how do you sleep? Do you snore? Can I handle your snore? Do you know what I'm saying? How, you know, are your showers, you know, do I feel like you take a long enough shower? Do you take enough baths? You know what I'm saying? It could be like, I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? Do you just try to rinse it off or do you soak away the you know what I'm saying, the BS? You know what I'm saying? Are you just trying to just get a quick little rubber dub pat here and there? Or are you taking time to soak away?
Just ask them one. Dub, you can ask them one question. Are you preparing for intimacy?
Or are you taking a whole bath?
That shower is very different when you're preparing for intimacy.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that you actually have to learn. And plus, you know, a lot of times people are used to their past. They're used to the good things about their past that they like. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they think like, okay, well, I'm used to this good thing. And if it's a perfect fit, this good thing is automatically going to come. No, when you're entering in something with a new person, you have to teach the person you have to learn that person.
Okay. So here's what got me hooked. When it says just like a shoe, if someone is meant for you, they will fit perfectly. No forcing, no struggling, no pain. I was focusing on the forcing, the struggling, and the pain. That's the part I was focusing on. And this came to me this week. My mentor hit me up. He said, have you ever had a perfect meal? I said, yeah. He said, you ever had a perfect moment, like a perfect morning? Like, yeah. He said, you ever been going through your day and had a perfect moment? I said, yeah. He said, why don't people believe in a perfect mate? He said, sometimes we overcomplicate perfect once we start thinking about people and act like they change and they evolve. He says sometimes we think someone is imperfect because in that moment we're being stretched or challenged in a way that we just don't like. It's like he said, this dichotomy inside of you, that your immaturity is the one that's telling you this person is not perfect, but the better side of you is saying this is exactly what I need. And so the challenge inside is you is often looking at that person and saying, this is not perfect. This needs to change. That needs to change. When honestly, especially if, like it says, if it's meant for you, I'm assuming that means that God brought this person into your life. Before I say, let's change anything about what you're doing, ask God, did you bring this person to smooth out some of my edges?
Right.
Did you bring this person to contour me a specific way? Before I try to make it mutual, before I try to get reciprocation, like if I'm giving and you giving, if God brought this person, I'm already asking God, like, okay, what is it about me that you saw fit to bring this person in to develop me in a way that you want me to go? So that's why I'm like, man, if I can believe in a perfect meal, a perfect moment, or a perfect morning, I believe in a perfect person.
Real quick, Carrie. Real quick, Carrie. Just real quick to the audience. I apologize. I just was told that we were not streaming on the Maybe This Will Help page, but we are now. Before the show, we had a little malfunction with logging into the page, but we are up now, so we're good. So, but apologize if you guys are joining late.
I at first I didn't agree with you, but that's what the one thing that I love about our conversations is something that one of us says can make the other person think and process it a little different. Mm-hmm. Because have you ever had a shoe that felt good? It didn't hurt, but it just didn't go with none of your outfits. It just didn't fit. It didn't work with nothing. It was a comfortable shoe, but you couldn't wear it nowhere. You know what I'm saying? There are times where things fit, but they're not necessarily right for you. So you saying that, going to God and going, is this for me? Is this, those are the things that we forget to do because the shoe's comfortable, because the shoe feels good. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't match shit in my closet. You know what I'm saying? And that's personalities. You know what I'm saying? That's way of life. You know what I'm saying? That's me and Kiana grew apart. You know what I'm saying? I think that a lot of people, when you hear that you got divorced from somebody, I think sometimes people think that it's always something negative. Sometimes you just grow apart. Sometimes you don't wear skinny jeans anymore. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that was for Dub, because Dub will never
say never. Never say never.
I got something to that, bro. So you saying basically, the shoe is a perfect fit, but you don't have anything to go with it. But that's a new shoe, and you're going based off of your old wardrobe. So what if you're getting a new shoe, you get a new wardrobe? You know what I'm saying? Now you have to upgrade because now your wardrobe was based on your past, right? So now you have a new shoe, so you have to upgrade your wardrobe.
Fuck them.
Well, at the end of the day, fellas, that's what it comes down to. You know what Carrie said, that it made me think about some people from the past that I didn't choose because I thought this is not a good fit for me, only to get older and realize like, yeah, actually. And I'm not saying it's from a regret place, but I'm saying sometimes the shoe hurts because your toenails need to be clipped. The shoe hurts because you got an injury. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the shoe hurts because, it's something different. Sometimes it's the foot. Right, not the shoe. And I think that this analogy really, it gives us some room to really play with.
That's all around.
Get rid of that bunion, and then you'll be able to, what I'm saying, you'll be able to wear that. So
shoe. let's talk about this. Sometimes that bunion is a father issue, that mother issue. Sometimes that bunion is that stuff you holding on from your past. Sometimes that's that thing that won't let what was made perfectly for your foot, customized to your foot, not feel right. And this goes back to the beginning of the show. Sometimes the things that we won't address about our own personal issues is the reason some people are hesitant to get with us. And you not addressing that issue, if you have created your own red flag, why the thing that you really won't won't want you.
And then check it out. Now
it's protection of your foot. It's
the bunion.
When things build up on your feet like hard skin, it's protection for, you know what I'm saying, for what you for where you actually hurt your foot already. So when you said that, you know what I'm saying, that makes total sense. Listen, you
So
fellas are on stage.
Look at this also, bro. You know what I'm saying? You have a shoe that's custom fit for you, but it don't fit because of your bunion. So you say, okay, well, that shoe don't fit. Now you get a shoe that fits your bunion. So now you get with somebody who's gonna fit your trauma. It's not gonna fit for, you know what I'm saying, your healing. They're fitting your trauma.
Let me tell you this, Dub. And so when I do my relationship coaching, this is an issue that came up multiple times, that if people got together on a trauma bond, one of them got healed and found out that I don't like you anymore. I don't want to be with you anymore because I liked you for, it was me choosing you was a trauma response. Right. Now that I'm healed and whole, how do I now live in this space? And we've gotten married. I married you when I was in a different headspace. And in those situations, I had to pass that over to a counselor or over to my bishop, my pastor, because that was beyond my coaching skill set. But it was an issue that kept coming up. People were coming into this awakening, finding themselves, but they're finding themselves with what they had already chosen. They were already committed to old things that their old self has chosen. And it's an interesting situation to be in, man. All right. Y'all ready for round two?
Yes.
Who got it? Good looking out, Tori. One of you good gentlemen got a post for us to put up?
Mike, what you got?
They all good.
I was eyeball on the kid. My bad.
Yeah, because I was.
I tell him, Denim.
Dude.
Hey. You know what? Hold on. Something that's bothering me.
What up?
Something that's bothering me in this chat.
What you got?
Look at 100% true.
I'll go block.
That's the second comment that he said, and it kind of, you know what I'm saying, is bothering me because it distracts me, it pisses me off what he said.
We ain't gonna take the bait. We focus and we handling kingdom business and the devil's lie. So let's keep pushing. But I appreciate you, bro. I see what you're doing. I appreciate that protection. Don't slap nobody tonight. All right, where y'all headed?
Oh God. All right,
Mike. Did you? Mike is. Hold on, Mike is going through it, man. Mike, you good? Mike, you good?
I just saw what Dub was talking about.
Let's push it. All right.
If
you need a minute, I got you.
No, we good.
Oh, you want to do this right now, Doug?
No.
Yeah.
Fellas, get your $7, man. Get your $7. Get your $7. All right.
Go ahead.
Fellas, let's do this. Nah, let's do it as a group, man.
Okay. All right.
How you spending your first few dollars, man? I know Dub going with Natural Beauty for $3.
Oh man, you know, definitely.
Dub,
I don't like that. Love God is $5. I can't get a discount on Love God.
That's all you can get.
We just rolling the dice at that point,
right?
Because listen, I just wanted to have a job. So Liz, you're gonna love God. You got a job, so shit, we're gonna try to make it from there.
Jeez. All right, but okay, top right, man. How important is it for it to be thrifty? That's $4.
It's not.
Mike got an endless supply of money. He like, hey, spend what you want. Him. Yeah, that's okay. How y'all spending your first few dollars, man?
I don't
Homemaker
know.
is only 50 cents.
For us to say we only have $7, you know what I'm saying? Like we can't build too much off that $7.
What? Listen.
I'm thinking.
Why nobody went bottom right? I know Errol want that for $4.
Listen, no, look. So check this out. Obviously, all of us want her to love God. That's $5. You got $2 to work with. You can't even get. You can barely get anything else with that $2.
So does she need to love God off jump?
Yeah, for me to even spend my time and effort, I got to know you got some kind of relationship. You don't got to be going to church every Sunday and this and that, but you got to have some type of relationship with the Most High.
I know Pookie. I made one of these for women to do for men, and Pookie like after he meet me, I'm a disciple of him. He gonna end up loving God. So I ain't gonna spend my money on that up front. I ain't have to worry about that up front. It's okay.
I'll convert him.
Where we at, man? Great communicator, faithful. Ooh, man.
Good job.
Yeah, I'm gonna do funny and wants children and loves God. So that's my 7.
Okay. All right. Dub, you know yours? Because I'm still working on mine.
I'm still working on it, man. I'm thinking natural beauty, wants children. Obviously, I'm gonna have to work on the conversion thing to love God, because if I'm not gonna have enough money to do anything.
To get everything I really want.
This brother said I got to work on the conversion. Carrie,
you guys are building up.
Ain't nobody got no money. Oh, Carrie got some money left. Carrie got you. Errol want to borrow some money,
and she got to have a job. That's $7.
That's smart though, Carrie. I think Carrie got the smartest answer, because if she got a job, then he can borrow extra money to put on the 7.
Listen, Jack.
Listen. Let me get an extra $5 from you, boo. You working? Let me get $5.
You tell a woman you need some extra money to make her better, and see how that goes over.
Well, ain't that what the BBLs? The BB? Okay, never mind. Cool.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Ain't that extra money to make her better? No, nobody wants
to be more careful.
Got to be more careful, man.
I thought we was being honest on this show. My bad.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things on there, man, and it's just some of the things for $7. They could have, you know what I'm saying? They could have just said a hot dub. You know what I mean? But $7, you know what I'm saying? It's so many different things. Like, you know, obviously loves God, you know, obviously wants children, natural beauty, you know what I'm saying? Funny is a great thing, you know, having a good, you know, me having that personality to where you can laugh and joke and stuff like that. Healthy, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Submissive. You know what I'm saying? It's wonderful to have somebody submissive, you know what I mean? So it's like, man, great relationship with her father. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that's a whole lot right there.
I think I got my answer, man. I think I'm going with submissive, funny, and intelligent. Submissive, funny, and intelligent. I think that's what I'm gonna roll with for now.
All right.
Yeah.
Funny, so she can be
a
heathen.
She can not only can she be a heathen, she could possibly, God forbid, die tomorrow because she unhealthy as hell.
And she ain't got not damn job to have.
I'm about to say I made one of these and put life insurance on there. Just somebody got life insurance. I thought Carrie was gonna get retired for 75 cents because you know he liked them older women.
And not only that, they got a pension coming in. If they're I might want to change mine. Hold on, how much? Listen, no, I'm just saying, God is important, but I'm just saying that she got the pension coming in.
You got a pension coming in. Listen, it's a team effort here, baby.
Hey, I created this for a singles group I did a few years ago, man, and the whole point of it was for people to finally get out of this place that's saying everything's important. It was putting people in a position to finally identify, if I had to today, what would be most important. Now, the trick to this is that nobody is saying that they won't have these other things. Nobody said that. We said if you were to build your ideal woman, what would you spend your money on? They could actually have them all. That was never the point, because people start saying they're going to be unhealthy. They ain't going to love God. Nobody said that. We were just using this as a tool to find out what do you value the most? And it was hilarious, man. It worked out really good, man. What are they saying out there in the audience, man? Absolutely has to love God. I told you, DTF said he ain't gotta love God, man. She'll work all that out on her own.
Or not.
So Ali said he can learn to love God by your love for him. New perspectives. I gotten older, but by the time we get married, he needs to have his own relationship with God. Okay, so from the jump, just like dating, it don't matter where he at, as long as I'll put the one up for women later. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
So what if he? Oh, go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just talking shit. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm just thinking. So what if you saying you can convert him? You know what I'm saying? Have all these other things, but like he don't have to love God right now. You can convert him. But what if he's just like just Satan to the heart?
That's what I'm saying.
Brother, I told you, Arrow goes all the way to the other side.
Hey,
of this
no. Yeah, just yeah. Black nail, everything. Star with the circle around it. Just
pentagram. Yeah, the pentagram.
Hey, y'all real familiar. Hey, that's right, Mike, your ex. I remember. Okay. Yep, Mike been through some things. All right.
You ever lift up the mattress and then it's a pin? No, nobody had to. And then there's a
man. Hey, your body was probably lifting up in the air while you were asleep, just hovering.
Carrie left.
Carrie, he don't want to be a part of the conversation. No, he's like, that brother, don't include me in that. All right. How about Dub? You got the next one?
Let's see. I thought I saw something out there.
I thought I put it. God, here, kitty. Oh, kitty. I thought it.
Yeah.
All right.
Go for it, Dub.
We about to start some stuff.
Oh shit.
We about to start some stuff.
Read it.
Would you invite your ex? They put the wrong "your" right there, but anyway, would you invite your ex to your wedding?
Why these brothers trying to leave us out here, man? Would you invite your ex to your wedding?
Hell no. Hell no.
I'm halfway through it. There's this movie on HBO Max called Death on the Nile. I think that's what it's called. It's got my woman in there, the one who did Wonder Woman. It's about this. I haven't watched it all, so I don't know how it's going to end. But this girl was engaged to this man, and she introduced him to this woman she admires to try to get this job. And when he laid eyes on her, boom, they fell in love. 6 weeks later, they're getting married, and she's out the picture. So they have this wedding somewhere, and then she shows up, and like it's an issue. I don't know what's going to happen next, but do you think that's something that will happen to you if you invited your ex to your wedding?
I think that it depends on the terms that we broke up. If we broke up and we still good or we're still friends, cool, come through. I could say I have at least one ex that I know I can invite to the wedding and it'll be cool. And that's probably the only one. Yeah.
Can your wife invite her ex?
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's my turn, nigga.
I say it like this, man. This is what I've learned in my short tenure in the world of dating in Los Angeles, California. I'm gonna let her handle the guest list. So whoever she say is coming is coming. Whoever she say ain't coming, ain't coming.
Allison, I think we need to say a word of prayer for Allison. She be coming with the most.
My ex-husband invited a girl he was cheating on me with to the wedding, and I only that's not funny, Allie. Damn.
Damn.
No, I'm not laughing at her. I'm laughing at you, bro. Why you setting it up like that's not funny?
I was talking to my inner self who was just like, dang, son. Okay.
I would invite Kiana. That's it. Kiana might even be in the wedding. I just,
He said the M word. He didn't hear you. He didn't hear you.
Good. Honestly, man, if my wife said it was up to me to invite whoever I wanted, would I invite my exes, man? I would phone for help. I'd seek wise counsel. Mom, walk me through this. What does it mean when a woman says do whatever you want? Because as a man, I'll probably translate that and mean like, oh, okay.
No, that does not mean do whatever you want. That is the furthest thing from do whatever you want. That means do exactly what I want, or it's going to be an issue.
You better know what I want. What I want to. Listen, this is what I came to a conclusion was, and me and Earl, I think I might talk to Carrie about this as well. I came to a conclusion that the only people that are coming to the wedding are the people that we rely on to keep us married. Because in the wedding, you and your wife are making vows, but there's also a vow being made by everybody that's participating in the wedding ceremony. There's a reception where people come to partner with you, but honestly, the way it was set up, everybody in the wedding ceremony is actually supposed to be accountability partners to the people getting married. They're taking vows with you. So if the marriage doesn't work, it's not just y'all two, it's everybody that was in the wedding ceremony. So many people have gotten away from that, but there are vows let me say that every culture is different, but from what I've learned, there were vows that were supposed to be made from the audience and those participants to the married couple as well to be a protection around them. But oftentimes we just want to make the marriage or the wedding a show, and we invite people to have no good intention on holding any kind of accountability or protection for us. So there's that.
What's funny is that I partially had that when I got married, but I really feel like now when I do go down that road again, I will definitely be choosing a different accountability. It will definitely be a different accountability level.
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that.
Were you letting people hold you accountable back then?
I wasn't holding myself accountable, so I couldn't let somebody else hold me accountable if I wasn't holding myself. There's no way in hell. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter what anybody does. If you are not willing to look in the mirror and say, I'm wrong, I need to fix this, I need to do this better, I need to be better, I need to hold myself accountable before I start looking at what somebody else is doing. Because no matter if they fix everything that they're doing, I'm still a problem because I'm not fixing me.
So does that mean that your ceremony looks a lot smaller?
100%.
It might not even be a ceremony.
Boom.
What are we talking about?
Well, when I say a ceremony, I mean it might not even be a wedding like people. You know what I'm saying? It may just be my circle and the officiant, and this is what's going to happen. Like, these are the people that are going to hold me accountable. These are the people that
have been holding me accountable.
Right. They are here to make sure that this goes in the direction it's supposed to go, not for a camera, for a video, for getting dressed up. This is strictly for this union and this movement that we're in right now. That when I say movement, everybody's moving this forward into progression.
But you know where this
the back end.
You know where this starts, Gary? This starts in our friendships. We had conversations on this podcast about, is it important for your girl to be friends with your friends, to be intertwined? Like, can me and Errol reach out to Jay on the strength, because we need someone? Does it have to be we go through Mike, or does he have to be included in it? Because at the end of the day, if we come down to a wedding, we're talking about these people that you're holding you accountable. They have a sincere and genuine love for you guys as individuals.
Right.
And they show up for each of you the same way. Like, my mom has been a great example of that. Whenever I've dated someone, she was never like biased towards me. She loves me, but she would give the young lady advice as well on what she should do. And she kept it as if she was protecting both of us while still honoring both of our individual needs, recognizing that we may not end up being together because we don't want the same thing. But it's something about when people can truly, they don't just, because you mad at your spouse, now they mad at your spouse too. That's not helpful.
Man.
So this is what I'll say in regards to that. I'm not gonna pay for everybody to come have an opinion.
I knew it was coming.
Dub is not paying. He always the one with the most money.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you want me to have this big old production wedding. Why? So everybody can come there and talk shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they should have did this. Oh, this. Oh, this, that. I don't care about what you saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have my best interest at heart, first off, if I don't even talk to you on a day-to-day basis or throughout the week sometime, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, even if it's not a day-to-day, even if it's, you know what I'm saying, like, we know our lives is busy, but we catch up when we can and we talk to each other when we can. If I don't talk to you like that, what do you need to come see me get married for?
Right.
Yeah.
Just so I can have a lot of people saying, "Oh my God, that was so nice." I don't care about that.
It's not for spectators, bro. It's for investors.
Exactly. So if you're not trying to, if I can't come to you, you know what I'm saying, say, man, I'm feeling like this, or like, man, you know what I mean, or if I do something wrong and you don't check me on it, like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying, like, or like, you wrong, homie, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. If I can't come to you because I know you have me and my wife's best interest at heart, you know what I'm saying, then you don't need to be at that wedding. There's a difference between you have a relationship with me and you know what I'm saying, you love me because you have a relationship with me, but this is not just about me. This is about us. So if you don't have, and if you're my ex, but you don't have me and my wife's best interest at heart, you don't need to come to the ceremony.
You know what? Go ahead, Mike.
I was just saying that was pretty good.
That's why I said, man, it's your wedding ceremony is not for spectators, it's for investors, because my grandfather taught me that if you don't have nothing invested, you don't have nothing to lose.
Say that.
If you don't have nothing invested, you don't have nothing to lose. If our union don't move you one way or another, then why would I expect you to come to my aid? I did a video, and I'm gonna put it up here at some point on YouTube. It's called Your Emergency Contact List, and it talks about how every time you get into a relationship with somebody, you guys should create an emergency contact list together. People that you should call when shit hit the fans or when you're in an argument, because everybody don't need to be called. There need to be people that you have agreed that you guys will both call, that you know have invested in this and want to see you guys, represent God to the fullest in this space to honor this relationship. But the thing about it is that if we don't have preset people that we are going to call when we come to a disagreement or when we have one of those tough days, we'll end up calling people who don't need to be a part of it. And now all of a sudden their access is giving them influence, and now they've planted seeds. And those seeds may not need to be planted, man. So I think it's important that we think through this all the way from the beginning. Like, who do you go to when you are having a hard time? And you, like Errol said, I don't want to show up to a wedding with all these people who just gonna have a whole bunch of opinions. You can see that in the dating arena, man. You can see that early on by who they surround themselves with. Who do they allow access in their ears? Because if that person has access to their ears, they have access to their heart. If they have access to their heart, that means they influence how that person's going to end up loving you eventually.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the word.
100% true.
Yeah, boy.
Who's on?
Yeah, especially if somebody's influencing your wife to wear a lace front.
hey, bro, that's something me and you share, man. Like,
she can't wear that to the wedding, bro.
No.
Leave the Michael Jackson curl 1980s backwood screen.
Hey, that's me and Mike going back. She was getting ready for her ceremony.
Wow.
And he didn't show up.
Wow.
fellas.
Said,
wake me when I'm free. Wow. All right. It is about this bitch. It is halftime. And you know how we get it done. So we're about to have a little interlude, and then we're gonna get back into the show. So Mike.
Sorry, I was reading the text message from my kid.
You can handle it. I got it.
Yeah. All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we do at the halftime. We want to give you guys the opportunity to invest and not just be spectators here on the show. We have a Cash App that is $ maybe this will help, $ maybe this will help. You can help contribute to us staying online, paying for the StreamYard platform, and other things that we have set up and planned for you guys. We even if you just appreciate just us being on here, a love offering is always appreciated. Sometimes people just give us money to get gas. I mean, whatever moves your heart. We're not making any big promises, but whatever moves your heart, you can always give it. Maybe this will help on Cash App. During the halftime, we like for you to that's Carrie's favorite. If I ever had a church, he would not be over the offering. During halftime, what we like to do also is have you jump into the comments and tell us what's been your favorite part of the show so far. It's usually a quote from Errol. What's been the favorite part of your show so far, and also tag somebody that you feel like would benefit from the second half of this show. The second half is a little different from the first half. First half we do memes. Second half we're doing videos. That means we're going to play a short video. We're going to have a conversation about it. We hope that you will be a part of that conversation. So if you've missed it, this is what we're doing. $ maybe this will help. If you want to do Cash App, jump in the comments, tag somebody to come watch the second half, and tell us what's been your favorite part of the show so far. Do we have any small businesses, fellas, that we want to shout out? I have one. If we don't have any, you muted, Mike.
No.
Okay, good. Okay. So Mike's not gonna like this part of the show, but it's my birthday month, and so I like to talk about this. It's the other podcast. So I'm doing a podcast called Maybe This. No, it's not. I'm doing a podcast called Imagine Faith Talk. I'm doing a podcast called Imagine Faith Talk. We've been working on this for about a year and a half, actually. I want you to go by their Instagram page and follow, and have a YouTube page. We haven't launched it yet because we been working with a management group, and we have an official launch date and all that kind of fun stuff. But you can see some of the behind the scenes preparation that we've been doing at Imagine Faith Talk. This podcast is for high performers. So it's not a relationship podcast. It's specifically focused on high performers with higher values trying to operate in their highest nature. So it's high performers talk from a biblical scriptural perspective. So if that's something that you might be interested in, trying to be a high performer or enhance your high performance, but you don't want to sell your soul in the process, come by and check out come and check out Imagine Faith Talk, the podcast. All right, man. Y'all fellas ready?
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
I got some heat over here that I know that.
I got a business that I want to shout out that we need to support.
Why is everybody nervous?
Why?
Immediately.
Don't be
Go
nervous.
ahead, bro.
Mike, why don't you ever shout out your business, bro?
Wow. I have an unction. I'm not gonna do it for him.
Mike,
Speak on yours, man. Speak on yours.
Speak on yours. Give us the details, bro.
What do you do, brother?
So I have a printing business. We do banners, signage, flyers, apparel, pretty much anything that you can think of. We pretty much print all kind of marketing materials. Stoic Printing Services on Instagram. Yep.
If you need fake paternity results, he can print that. If you need your ancestry forged, he can print that. What else you print, Mike?
Tax season coming up, so if you need any kind, you need an extra kid on your list.
You ain't gonna get this show removed by the IRS. Dang, this brother.
Let me stop playing. People tags coming up. If you need the little red sticker for the back of the
Mike.
You guys open this door. I didn't want to say anything, but you guys.
I am just playing. Stoic Printing Services on Instagram.
Who is not affiliated with Maybe This Will Help
at all. Jesus, man. He said he don't do this on this part of the episode because he's not a small business. That's why he said I'm a big business.
I'm just saying, just shout out his own business. Period. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't have to be a small business, but we go through this. You know what I'm saying? Week after week, and we talk about small businesses or businesses. Period. And you know what I'm saying? We never talk about your business, bro. So you know what I'm saying? The same thing. You know what I'm saying? DJ Devious. You know what I mean? Hey, Grandmaster Flash, DJ on the ones and twos.
He said I'm booked up.
I seen a meme the other day that said, "Don't call me for the best prices."
Yeah, I seen that.
I'm not talking about you, Dub. I'm just saying in general. I had to start telling people, don't call me for the best prices. Call me for the best work. You're gonna pay for this work though. Like, I mean, because at the end of the day, your boss is not gonna come in and ask you to do your full job for half the price. You're gonna look at him like he's stupid. You're gonna find another job. You're not gonna take it. So don't come to me and you pay $10,000 for a venue and you want to pay me $250 to rock your entire venue. I'll just let that sit there. Go ahead, guys.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and take it to the second half just like this.
I remember my grandfather telling me, God rest his soul, before he passed away, that men have 4 different appetites that you have to tend to. He said men are not complicated. He said, I'm just going to break it down to you. He told me, he said, men have a physical appetite, a visual appetite, a sexual appetite, and an emotional appetite. And for a minute, I really didn't understand it when I was younger, but as I got older, it really started to click. It always stayed with me. He said, physically, you need to make sure that you know how to cook. And if you don't know how to cook, then find out how to cook. And if you can't, then at least have a meal on the stove or in the stove. By the time he get there, that's warm, especially if that man is taking care of the household. He said, it don't take a lot of work. He said it don't. And I watched my grandmother do it. I watched her do it, so I know that I'm capable. He said a visual appetite. He said, keep yourself up. He said, if you're the only woman that this man is going to be with, at least keep yourself up. He said, because men still need to be stimulated visually, so that way they can crave you. He said, and he said, love will still be there. He said, and although your looks will fade, you the one woman that he wants to look at. Give him something. Excite him. Make him imagine something. Tease him. Right? And then there's a sexual. My grandfather told me, he said that, yes, visually you can stimulate a man. He said, but don't forget that men are sexual in nature. He said, and so they gonna want to do what they want to do to their woman. You're the only woman that he's sleeping with. You're the only woman that he desired. Take some time out of y'all day. He said, look, if y'all got to share the responsibilities, share the responsibilities. You both do things in the house so that way when the kids are down, y'all both can bathe and oil each other down and do what y'all need to do. He said, that's going to help y'all connect. And then last one, he said, men do have an emotional appetite. He said, all men want to feel is appreciated, understood, heard. That's it. He said, just listen to him. You don't got to talk much. Just listen. He always told me that men are not that complicated. He's absolutely right.
Dove said, you ain't got to talk much. That's the part. That's what Dove heard the most. You ain't got to talk much.
Real quick before we get into it, the only thing I had an issue with, because I agree with most of the stuff you said, the only thing I got an issue with is the men have a high sexual appetite. I hate when people say that because women do too, if not more. So it's not just men are so sexual and so sexualized. I feel like women are just as, if not more.
I don't think that she was saying it, that he said it in that fashion. I think it just has to be tapped into. I think that's what she was saying. Not necessarily that it's higher than, but it's something that, because some people be like, oh, well, sex is not everything. Della Francis gave me a whole rundown about how sex is important in a relationship, and don't let somebody else tell you anything different, because if this is the person that you with and y'all have a situation and things become physical, meaning physical in a good way, it'll help you process a lot more on yourself, is what she told me. She said, you can ignore it all you want. She said, but I didn't make it 60 years dealing with the man that I couldn't deal with when I didn't like him. She said that physical is always there. Just because I don't like what he said or like what he did doesn't mean I doesn't like who he is. So I think that he was saying it in the fashion of just making sure the physical is tapped into.
I got you.
I want to bring this up. Pookie said, definitely depends on the man for this to be true, that men aren't complicated. Here's something that I feel like I've learned, and I want to try it out here because I could be wrong. But a lot of times it's not that he's complicated. It's just that he's not for you. And I think that in order to justify that this didn't work out, we oftentimes villainize a person instead of just saying, oh, that wasn't for me. We have to say, oh, it was bad. Like it was food or something. Oh, it was undercooked, or, oh, it was cold, or it's like, no, it could simply be, they're not complicated. It's like, oh, that's not my cup of tea. And I think that I try to operate in that mindset because I don't want anybody walking away from a situation feeling any kind of way about themselves because of how I chose to label this separation. And I probably say that because of how I've been talked about by people, and then they've come back to apologize, like, all that stuff wasn't true, but that's how I coped with it, by talking down and mean to a person, calling you complicated and calling you all this other kind of things, when really the point of it all is I just wasn't for you. Because there's somebody who come along and will see that this is easy, this is simple. My upbringing makes this simple for me. Back in the Bible days, when they used to find like a wife or a husband, a lot of them had been groomed to be a wife to a king. A lot of them have been groomed to be a wife to a farmer. A lot of them have been groomed to be a wife to a specific type of man. But when you find a woman that's been groomed from a farmer trying to be with a police officer, or, somebody trying to be a wife to a fighter when they were groomed for a congressman, that may be complicated for them, but that is sometimes just evidence that that's not what you were groomed for. And I believe that God is grooming us for all kind of partnerships, and we don't have to badmouth a person just because that's not where we fit.
I like that.
So this is what I'll say to that. I definitely love what she was saying. What I don't want to happen is I don't want this to turn into one of the Me Too movements or Me Too things. Well, this is what a man needs. This is what a woman. No, there's a lot of times we play stuff in reference to the man saying, or whether it be a woman or a man saying what a woman needs or what a woman wants, or what these things about women. So I don't want this to turn into like a two-way street thing. I want this to be heard what the lady was saying in regards to men, saying like, okay, hey, look, for once, let's just look at this man without saying, yeah, I understand this is what he needs, but this is what we need also. This is not about what you need at that particular moment. This is saying, hey, this is what a man needs. So let's take this time and just be able to give men their flowers and be able to give the understanding of what a man needs, instead of saying, okay, well, I hear you, but this is what a woman needs also. No, we already understand that it's a time and a place for that, and this is not the time for that.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't want to piss anybody off or step on anybody's toes, but on the same breath, like, give a man his time to say, or give a man his time to get his flowers too, and don't just try to turn it on. Well, it's a two-way street, or well, women need this. Nah, it's not about that right now.
Do you know that?
Well, speak on it then, bro.
You know that's what originally this show was created for. Was for our side to be heard.
Say it again, bro. Say it again, man. I can't hear you. A little bit louder.
Why this show was created was for our side to be heard. And people always women always ask, well, why y'all don't have a woman on the show? We don't want a woman on the show because we want you to actually hear what we're saying. Here's some of the things that are going to benefit you in your relationship, because you guys can tell us what, you know, we hear it all day long about how wrong we are, what we do, what we don't do, what we could do better. But do you guys ever hear the same in return? And do you adhere to it in that fashion? Do you at least pay attention to some of the things that are said on this show? Because we're not saying things to bash you. We're saying things so that you can increase the relationship that you're in, or that you're going to have, or that you desire to have, or that you're willing to have.
I say it like this, man, and a lot of our audience members, men and women alike, but it's specifically the women, have chimed in and come to our DMs and gone to our email account saying, hey, you've helped me in my relationship with my dude. Like, it's his hearing you guys talk. Hearing was the most important part, because you got to hear from us. It's just 4 dudes on here talking and sharing. And a lot of things have resonated with our audience members that they've taken back home to their men. And I'm expecting them to send us gift cards or something. Brother, you're welcome for helping them. No, but for real though, man, I think that that's an important part, because I know in a lot of situations that I've been in talking to my brothers and whatnot, it's hard to get a word in, let alone an emotion. And when I talk to
say that again.
For a lot of men in relationships, it's hard to get a word in, let alone an emotion. And when I talked to my mentor about this, he was helping men who are in marriage and relationships stay loyal. And he was preaching to the men about just how sometimes you have to resist the urge to go somewhere else to be heard. Stay at home and trust that she'll eventually hear you. Because honestly, when he looked at the statistics, men weren't going to get prostitutes for sex. A lot of them were just going for conversation. A lot of them were just going so that somebody would just listen to them. And of course, you know, they gassing you up and they're going to listen. But at some point, we got to understand how important it is for a man to get a word in, let alone an emotion. And how, like she said in the video, like when a man feels heard, like he wants to take his shoes off, his hat off, his jacket off. He wants to lay down and sit down and stay. And I remember Dub said this a while ago when I saw it in the post. When a man sleeps when he's around you, that means he feels safe.
That's a fact.
When a man is willing to sleep around you, that's when he feels safe. Now I know there's some exceptions to that situation, but in a lot of times, man, it's just like it's hard, it's challenging to find a place where you feel at peace, you feel like you're being heard without being overtalked and corrected before you even finish your thought.
Yep,
that's right.
I don't think some women really understand that statement. It seems so small and minute. But especially if a man has trauma in his life or has experienced trauma, to be able to peacefully rest around you says a lot about who you are and who you are to him.
Man,
you can ask any man. You can ask any man if he has the event. God forbid, let the nigga snore. Oh God.
Oh yeah, he's in a deep sleep.
Oh, that's a red flag.
You know how many relationships I had to walk away from just because I'm telling a woman, hey, can you just please let me speak? Just let me talk. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to change your whole way of thinking, but at least let me get out what I'm trying to say. I had to walk away from so many women because it's like, I'm expected to do what you want me to do, but I can't even speak. I can't even get out my full thought because, I already know what you're going to say. No, you don't know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm saying? At least give me the respect. Even if you feel like you know what I'm about to say, even if I say exactly what you think I'm about to say, at least give me the respect of getting it out. You know what I'm saying? I had to walk away from so many women because it's just they want to say whatever they want to say, and they don't even give me the respect, the decency, and the courtesy to just say whatever it is that I'm thinking, feeling, or what's on my mind.
Hey, say that word again, because I saw that in a post this past week. It's the decency. This is not something that's relegated just to relationships. This is a human decency. When someone's talking, listen to them. Let alone if it's someone that you're interested in. And I know that for me in the past, like I was really, I would cut people off often and interject and whatnot. And I saw how it made them feel, and then people did it back to me, and I saw how I felt when they did it. And I've learned. And what I've learned now is I like to have conversation. I like to be able to go back and forth. Have you ever been talking to somebody and both of you guys are cutting each other off and you're not offended because you're in a vibe? Not to cutting you off, I don't want to hear you, but you guys are vibing. Oh yeah, it's like it's certain times people can cut you off and it's welcomed. And then there's other times where like I'm feeling really dismissed right now.
Right.
But again, like the post we put up a few weeks ago said, man, it's great when you can find somebody that you don't have to continue to try to translate yourself to. They get you.
That translation can be.
Look at this, man.
That was deep, brother.
Look at this, man. Amber said, like, you want to look at your girl and be like, sanctuary.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. I say it all the time. Like, you want to be able to look at your woman and be like, oh, yeah, I'm home. Not, oh, man, I got to go home to this bitch again.
Right.
And then you end up not going home.
Yeah. Or sitting in the car for an hour.
Mike said something powerful, man. I put this video up on my page, and he said, sitting in the driveway for what, an hour, bro?
Yep.
He said, just because I come home every day, don't think that everything's okay. Don't think that everything's resolved, that we made things better because I'm being loyal to my commitment. Like there's still some stuff we need to work on. So, fellas, this was a good one to start the second half of the show, man.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, speaking of communication, let's try this one out, man. This is gonna be fun. It might be gonna be short, but it's gonna be fun. That's what he said.
Real quick, what are you about to say to her? That she never says yes to any of the stuff that I want to do unless I give her the verbal equivalent of a doctoral dissertation. And even if she does begrudgingly say yes, the whole time she's just acting like she's soldiering on for my sake. Cool. Slow down. Don't make her wrong. Try again. So I just got upset because I was feeling like you weren't making what I wanted into a priority, but then I thought about it and I realized I did kind of spring this on you, and I do have a tendency to wait until the last minute to communicate things. And while I am comfortable with that level of spontaneity, you told me in the past that you are not. So going forward, I'm gonna try to do better to communicate things in a timely fashion for you, but I also appreciate if you just did spontaneous shit with me from time to time. Nice. And if you do say yes, you better fix your face now like you want to be there, because I ain't got time for that bull. No.
Fix your fucking face.
Yes.
That last part is it.
I just want to watch the video again just for the last part.
Oh, God. Jesus.
That's my brother. Whoever he is my brother.
Oh. Hey, have y'all ever just can y'all relate to this video, man? This one reached Hazel, thank you for this video. She sent this video to me. Man,
Hazel, that's my twin.
That is pretty much your twin. Man, this video right here was good. If we just, that's what I mean by good accountability. Arrow, come to me, tell me what you plan to say. Let's get that version out of your system.
Right.
Now let's try again. All right, we got that version. Let's try one more time. I went to a workshop 2 years ago, and it was a couple there that was doing some counseling, and they said the best way to have the healthiest conversation is to practice having it before you have it. They said find somebody you can trust, say everything you want to say, and talk to that trusted person about how you're going to deliver this to the person.
I agree 100% with that, but I'm of a mind where like, for instance, I want someone or have someone who I can say it the way I want to say it. And because she knows me and knows where I'm coming from, I don't got to go through what he just did, because I know she knows me and she knows my heart and she knows the type of man I am. She knows not to take certain things a certain way because she knows that's just how I am. And I'm not saying that goes with everybody, but I'm saying as far as the relationship, the person that I'm married, you know what I mean? That's how the relationship should be for me.
but fix your fucking face.
But that part.
Hey.
But that part.
Hey, she gonna know me because I'm just look. I'm gonna say to her like,
This
look,
bitch.
Wow. So I got a question here.
Donnie tried to smooth it over.
And I had to press the brakes. I hope you get everything you wanted. Hope you get everything that you've been praying for. So Mike said that I want somebody just to know me, that, you know, and I don't have to do all that. And so if she responds crazy, isn't that you just knowing her as well? That you guys, we just know how each other are.
100%. And mind you, this is not off the bat, bro. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Now I'm saying this is after we've communicated. We've been in a relationship to now we're in sync. We know each other's vibes. This is not just we dated. This is how it is.
So you think that this video is kind of like a good practice when you're starting off, just to get people?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So,
I was just making sure that we weren't facilitating a toxic environment by not holding ourselves accountable to talking to our spouse in a way that we wouldn't want nobody else to talk to them.
No.
Okay.
So
because if you talk to your woman a certain way, especially in public or even in private, you're conditioning her to think that talking is okay, even if it's not from you. That's from a psychological place. It is hard to just say in the mind, okay, this person gets to talk to me that way. You look at it with children, it works the same way. When children are devalued by their parents or spoken, I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm going to the
I know.
Okay. All right, cool.
I agree with that.
This is what I'll say. I'll say that be with somebody that you don't have to censor yourself, right? But on the same token, have enough tact about yourself that not everything coming out your mouth any kind of way.
So you saying be with somebody who you can have a moment with. You can just have like a raw moment with, but that's not your norm.
Right. And so what I'm saying is be with somebody who you can be your norm with, right? But then also when it comes to you, don't feel like every moment have to be ratchet. Don't feel like know that you can't. Know that you have to have some type of tact about yourself, where it's not just, well, this how I am, you're gonna get how I am, blah blah blah, without even trying to fix yourself.
Yeah.
Right? There's a level of accountability that you have to have for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Not just that's geared towards, you know what I'm saying, everybody else, but a certain level of accountability and tact that you have to say, hey, I need to work on myself because I can't just expect everybody to just get the raw ratchet all the time. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so there's
good.
a level of yourself that you have to work on to just say, hey, this is what I need to be presentable to just people, period. But on the same token, be with somebody that you can be completely yourself with, even after you worked on that, where you don't have to censor every single thing.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you, Errol, from our second audience. They asked, they sent me two things and they said, is this what you're trying to say? The way that people treat you is a reflection of their belief system. The way what you accept is a reflection of your belief system. Or are you also trying to say, date a man who thinks you're complaining? Excuse me, let me read this right. Date a man who doesn't think you're complaining when you're trying to teach him your love language. Are you saying something in between those two or no?
Whatever they feel. I mean, you know, teaching somebody your love language, teaching somebody who you are is really just teaching them who you are.
Now you already said it, bro. You can let it go now.
Because I want to bring some clarity to that.
How you gonna slam the door in her face and say, "No, I'm sorry, come back"?
Go in her face and I talk to her through a little window on the side, like, "Look, check this out." No, but you know, I think it's very important to teach somebody who you are. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's very important to understand who somebody else is, right? When somebody is trying to teach you who they are, right? But when you teach somebody who you are, understand that you can't just throw out a whole bunch of bad, just bullshit qualities and just say, "Oh, well, that's just who I am," without you trying to correct any of those things.
Let me say this, man.
Right back to accountability.
I don't think this is what I've learned. not to waste your energy trying to teach somebody that isn't trying to be taught. If they didn't ask you to teach them, then don't teach them. Show them. And when they ask, hey, I want to learn more about you, teach me your ways. Can you show me some moves? I feel like that's when it's appropriate, where nobody's going to be offended or your expectations aren't going to go unmet. Because a lot of times I've heard in different relationships, I'm trying to teach them how to love me. And like, y'all dating, and did they ask you for that?
So I feel like every moment is a teachable moment, whether they ask you for the information or not. Even if you just visibly looking at something, you're still learning how something.
But
Even
trying
if
to teach somebody something versus it being a teachable moment are really different.
So right, but what I'm saying is, you don't have to teach somebody something by just saying, "Hey, come here, let me teach you this," or "Let me show you this." Sometimes you just being who you are is teaching somebody. Like we all have to teach somebody how. We have to teach everybody how to treat us. Right? You're not just going for anything. You're not just gonna say, "Hey, you know what? You could just do this and you can do that." Even if you just say, "Hey, you know what? It's cool. You can do that. I'm gonna walk away." That's still teaching them that that's something that you're not going for. So I feel like it doesn't have to be a formal lesson for you to be able to teach somebody something. When you teach somebody something, it's not always going to be a formal situation. Sometimes you learn things on the fly just based on what you saw, and then you can say, like, I'm not sure if you ever seen this or whatever, but like, oh wow, this person taught me how to do this, and they never sat you down and try to teach you physically that lesson, but you learned from them doing whatever it is that they were doing.
I think that when I was looking,
go ahead. You doing that one, Kerry?
Where to go? Why don't we just accept one another, encourage each other, and to express what we hope for somebody who really cares about you, cares about what you need, and we'll make a good effort. Listen, people, making a good effort doesn't mean it's gonna work, and that's just kind of where we get the misconception. Like, just because you're single doesn't mean you're available. Just because you listen to what I have to say, and this is what I like or this is what I dislike, when you're learning somebody, that doesn't mean it's gonna work. I can accept you, and I can accept the fact that I like you, but it's not gonna work.
That's working out for me.
But that's what I'm saying. I think sometimes people have the misconception that because I accept who you are and I accept what you do, and this is what you do, and this is who you are, I got a smart ass mouth, but I have a loving heart. Some people can see my heart and hate my mouth. That means I'm not necessarily for that. God damn it.
So listen to this.
I'm sorry. I'm still leaving, but I'm sorry.
So check this out. So check this out. Listen to this.
I don't know any woman that hates my mouth. Go ahead.
Some people are cactuses and some people are grass.
Ooh, what's happening? Okay, I'm here for it.
He gave you with the sensei stuff, right? This the sensei stuff right here.
No, listen.
Lucky sensei.
Some people are cactuses, some people are grass. Some people are cactuses, they don't need to be watered that often. Some people are grass, some people need to be watered, you know what I'm saying, more often.
Okay.
You can't take someone who's grass and put them in a dry environment and think they're gonna thrive. You can't, you know what I'm saying, take somebody who's a cactus and put them in a wet environment and think they're going to thrive. Everybody is not meant for every environment. You have to make sure that whoever you're dealing with can survive in your environment. If they can't survive in your environment, then it's a lost cause.
I think that is really good, man. That is a really interesting way of looking at it, because what I've noticed is that a lot of times we find that people who need to hear "I love you" more often, or people who need to have that affirmation. And I've been in situations with women before who have certain needs, and we've said it multiple times on this show. I need to know my own limits, what I can do and what I'm not willing to do, because that's not what I was wired for, without someone having to be a villain because of it. You know, some people have like mental or emotional issues, or they have a norm that's outside of your wheelhouse. It's okay. People say, well, if you loved me, you would. That love doesn't always mean I'm just going to learn how to do the things that you need done. Like, sometimes love is saying, hey, I know that there's something better for you than what I can provide. Sometimes love is excluding yourself from it. Sometimes love is taking yourself out of the equation. Just my 2 cents. Anybody want to chime in on this right here? Where she go? Amber said. She said, what I heard in the clip is a reframing of the issue that has folks irritated, giving someone a chance to hear you so they know how to show up for you. When doing that, you can't have all the dramatic stuff with it, and someone who loves you will adapt because they want to. And I think that that's important because I know one person's dramatic is not another person's dramatic. For me, y'all in my circle, y'all know the world that I live in inside my head and around most of the people I'm with. And so I may be a little ultra sensitive to certain I might be sensitive to certain tones of voices and certain words because I'm so used to a environment that things start looking like aggression to me real quick. And it starts looking like, damn, that's a lot of drama real quick. And so again, that affects who I choose to call and hang out with and deal with.
Damn.
Yeah. Carrie's over there having a ball right now.
Oh, listen.
One likes his mouth. Yeah.
Listen. Are we allowed to use Will's?
I was just thinking that, like, man, is the Will meme? Is that too soon?
If I had the one where he slapped Chris Rock, I would have did it just now with Donnie.
It's worse. That's worse.
Absolutely worse.
Oh man. Okay. Y'all ready to move on, fellas?
Let's do it.
I just want to know: is this okay on the first date?
Listen, flowers are great on the first date. So yes,
that's my best friend right there.
Yes, flowers are great.
That's my best friend right there. Let's dive into this. I think this is gonna be good for
today. Do you want to be in a relationship? Here are 5 questions to explore with yourself while you're single. As you move forward, are you more interested in what you want to get from a relationship, what you could become from a relationship, or what you want to give in a relationship? On a scale of 1 to 10, how attracted are you to someone's potential? What relationship have you seen that gives you hope for you to be in your own happy and healthy relationship? If you can ask an ex one question and surely get a clear and honest answer, what would you ask? If the person of your dreams showed up and was ready to be with you right now, what changes would you need to make to your time, connections, or energy in order to not mess things up? Do you want to be in a relationship? Here are 5 questions.
That potential piece was cold because I used to be a fiend for potential. Boy, I could see potential from 500 miles out and get into a whole relationship based on potential, and then be mad when it didn't turn out the way I thought it would.
I'm still highly attracted to potential.
Okay, well, you're also single. So.
Go with God.
You say single like it's a bad thing, Mike.
I did. I apologize. I did because it's not a bad thing. It's not.
It's not. And Jay tolerates you, so you know it's just. Carrie, come back on here and give me my 2, man. We praying for you, sis.
When with God. When with God. I don't know what to tell you.
Or whoever will take you. Listen.
And
she looked to God. She like, fine, I'll do it.
She came on the tail end of I'll take him.
I'll take him. Nah. She looked. She's like, he got potential, God. You know how I feel about potential.
You know, I like a tall, dumb one.
Wow.
We got this.
With endless swag. Oh man. Oh, okay. Here she That's how you show up, sis.
Hold on, I gotta become single real quick. I'll be right back.
Wow. Talk about the ultimate pump fake. Baby, please. Oh, fellas. All right. So I got these questions, man. How y'all feel about these questions? You think these are good questions to ask?
Ask yourself.
Let's go through the questions again by themselves.
Are you interested
play a question in what? Oh, you got it. My bad.
Yeah. Are you interested in what you can get what you can become, or what you can give.
Yeah.
That was the first one.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Are you asking us that question?
He's saying, do we think that it's a good question to ask yourself?
I mean, if you want to answer it, you can. I was just thinking how you guys feel about that as a question that you think is one of those high level questions. Like, yeah, that's what a person should probably ask themselves. Is your interest in more of what you can get, what you can give, or what you can become? I think for me, it's if I put them in order, it's give, become, and get.
Me too. I'll have to sign up for that.
What you can give, what you can become, and what you can get.
Yeah.
Because becoming is you sharing your gift to improve both ends of the bargain. What you can get will be what they're giving, because and what you can give is what. Yeah, I dig it. I'm here for it.
So let me ask you a question. Okay, so
yeah, I did.
I'm about to step on some toes right now. Of
course,
right?
It's a fighting tactic.
The bunions.
So are we? So this is the question, and I'm gonna ask. You know, what I'm saying this is my question. Are we being honest, or are we saying what sounds good? Because a lot of times people's first thought, you know what I'm saying, in relationships is what I can get from you. A lot of times, and they may not say it in that aspect, but they're thinking, okay, how can this person benefit my life? A lot of times people are not thinking about how can I serve this person or how we're going to be good together. They think a lot of times people are thinking about how is this person going to benefit me? Because the first thing that come out of their mouth is, oh, I can do bad all by myself. Or if you're not doing this or you're not doing that, you know what I'm saying? It's like the first thing that comes out is like, okay, I'm adding somebody to my life. How are they going to benefit my life?
Yeah. I think for go ahead, Mike.
Nope. You got it.
I was going to say, first thing I was going to say is I really want to introduce my brother to different women. Just because when you tell me these things, and I know from the experience they've happened often, I just want to get this brother in a different area code, because I think that you're right. I do think that people would say one thing, but their actions show a different one. But the answer for myself, that becoming is big, because for me, when I do the math on it, that becoming is the reason why God joined me and that person together. So my becoming is really for him. And I think the giving. Okay, go ahead.
I was just about to say, so if that's the case, then who you becoming, then you can't automatically dismiss that person right off the bat, because you still don't know who you're becoming with that person, because there's a lot that has to go with that. Like a lot of times,
the indicators.
Right. But a lot of times people are dismissed because they don't fit the bill right off top. You know what I'm saying? They don't fit the bill of, oh, well, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I need. This is what I want. You know what I'm saying? Off top, they don't fit that bill. So it's not, at that point, it's not necessarily who I'm becoming or who's the person that, you know, like God can put people in your life and it may not look the way you want it to look. And you quick to dismiss these people. Not saying you particularly, but people are quick to dismiss these people because they no longer are looking at the mission. They're looking at, they don't serve my life the way I want my life to be served at this present moment.
But listen, though, man, this is why the circle is so valuable. I've come to you and you've come to me multiple times and asked, how do you see this person? I feel like people who dismiss a person and don't check in with anybody before they dismiss him, that's why people need a circle. Just say, hey, you come to me plenty of times, bro. Am I missing something? What do you think? And you told me I'm not going to make my decision based off what you say, but I trust your perspective. And again, if you don't have a circle, this is why you have one, because you may be ready to dismiss somebody, or you may be ready, like, I'm not going back to that person. When you go talk to your circle and they can give you some perspective, not to do what they say, but sometimes you're so emotionally invested, or that got hurt is still fresh and new. You see through your emotions and not the bigger picture.
Right.
Because I'm quick to be able to remind Errol of what he really wants in the big picture, what he wants in the long run. And being reminded of that helps me make better decisions in my present day to day. He does the same with me. Okay. Y'all ready for the second question?
Let's go.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how attracted are you to potential?
I gave my answer already.
He did right there. 10.
I'm working on it though, because it's got me in trouble almost every. It's gotten me in trouble almost every time. Literally, almost every time it's gotten me in trouble. because it becomes a job that I take on to help that person meet that potential, even if they're not ready to be pushed towards it. I end up being the person. Then I frustrate myself because it's like, damn, you could have done this, you could have done this, but they like, well, this is my thing. Now you take it, you're not even making it fun no more because I feel like you're pushing me too hard. In my mind, I'm just like,
yeah,
I see it. I want to get you there because I see it.
Hey, I'm on the same page with you. Let me tell you what I did, man. And mine will be real short. I see you, Carrie. What I learned from being so attracted to potential is that you got to make sure that they want to be that person that you see that they could be. Sometimes that's not who they want to be. Sometimes they don't want to tap into that potential. Sometimes they are happy with who they are or being something totally different. So you're trying to support and be a good boyfriend to them becoming something that they never said they wanted to become.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Did
Gary.
you guys know that lace fronts were created for actresses for like different roles in movies for them to be able to be interchangeable? So
No,
I'm saying
I thought they
that
were
to
created
say,
for like burn victims.
well, they were created for, you know, like shows where, you know, women have to change their hair and it might be blonde and they don't necessarily want it. They were created for television, for interchangeable.
Mike, go
things.
get your friend.
So I'm saying that to say women are great actresses. And so falling in love with potential, you're technically falling in love with an actress.
And I feel okay with that.
Until you find out that role that she played was not the greatest thing for you. And it was a little detrimental.
Maybe that won't happen.
Maybe,
you know,
but
my
how often
mind
does
thinks
that happen?
what's the best that could happen, not always what's the worst.
I feel
What's the
you.
best?
So I'm just saying that the potential is not confirmation. That's why I said 5. Potential
Donnie,
is just that. It's potential.
Let me ask you this real quick, Donnie, and just
Go ahead, ask me.
Earmuffs. If it's too much, use the code word. If it's too much, you don't want to answer it.
Oh shoot!
Have you ever been like hurt by a woman? I mean, like to your soul, to your core, slit wrist hurt.
I think Carrie would say yes. Yeah, I think I have. Reluctantly wanting to admit it, yes. Yeah. When you said slit wrist, I thought more of a jump off of a patio. Yeah. Yeah. Why?
But out of not I'm crazy for you, but I'm talking about she's broken up with me or she did something shady. So now I'm alone and now I'm going crazy because I'm alone.
Oh, not that route.
Out of hurt. And to me,
hurt for different reasons.
We need to pray for you.
But to me, because you've never been
left.
But to me, I think that's why you feel differently about certain things that we don't, because you haven't experienced. Like you're more open to trying and putting yourself out there, because I feel like we may have been through some things that why you shake? I know you have.
Listen, but I never wanted to let myself go over.
I knew that's where he was going.
Listen, Jack, I love me. I understand being
I'm not like that. I was just being extra. I didn't literally mean suicidal, but I meant
you. Okay, we good then. Yes, but in that fashion, yes, but Jesus. Okay.
So one thing I can say about me is I've been in those points that that I've been hurt really, really, really bad by women. But I still, even with that, I still look forward to the next woman, and I still, you know what I'm saying, I've still been willing to try, and I've still been willing to try to give myself. So even with the hurt, even with the, you know what I'm saying, the being treated wrong and all this kind of stuff, I still have that in my mind, like it happened, but I still want.
I'm gonna go back to what Mike just said, and I've said this on multiple shows. This is why some conversations I kind of just back up from, because I recognize you guys are talking about something I haven't experienced, and this is why I think that Mike, Carrie parent their sons the way that they do. They're not trying to expose them to everything because they know the impact exposure can have on a person. This is why sometimes as a circle we're like, yo, don't deal with that person. Because once you get exposed to that, it's going to have an impact on you that may take you 10, 20, 30 years to undo. I'm happy that I haven't had those experiences, and I do pray for my brothers when they do share those experiences with me, because I can only imagine from the experience I've had with counseling and coaching people from those things, it ain't just a one and done. I'm over it. I'm out. I'm good. It continues to show up. That's why I put a post up this week on Facebook. Like, don't make your friends pay for what your enemies did to you. And sometimes it happens because, like Mike Tyson said, your enemies aren't strangers. You can't just walk down the street with somebody and say, "Oh, I hate you." That's not your enemy. He said your enemies often start off as someone you assigned as a friend. And sometimes we are just choosing people for the wrong reasons, and we give them access for the wrong reasons, and they do exactly what someone who shouldn't have access does. They damage. And that's why we have to find a new vetting process so that we don't spend the next 10 years of our lives trying to recover because she had a bad body.
But she had enough money to get it fixed? No, okay, never mind.
Yeah, or she had a good doctor.
Kerry did spend that $4 on employment, or that extra $2 on employment on his choice. So
okay, there's a future in it.
She got it on her.
Hey,
we got one more or what?
Oh yeah, we definitely got time for one more. I mean, what direction y'all trying? I ain't gonna ask. We going here. We going there tonight. Let's see. Oh, you want another question from the dude, or you want another video?
No, let's go another video.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Beat the bottom, beat the bomb, did the bomb.
Because there's nice guys and there's good men. Like, nice guys are passive aggressive, emotional, no core values, backstabbing, not great husbands, not protectors and providers. And then good men are savage servants, confident, capable men who will stand in the gap and be ferocious, but who will come home to their kids, lay down and let their kids crawl all over.
Run that back again.
Because there's nice guys and there's good men. Like, nice guys are passive aggressive, emotional, no core values, backstabbing, not great husbands, not protectors and providers. And then good men are savage servants, confident, capable men who will stand in the gap and be ferocious, but who will come home to their kids, lay down and let their kids crawl all over.
I know nice guys that are good men.
I'm a nice guy.
I'm like, they're on this show. Like, I don't understand that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna tap out.
I kind of agree with what he's saying. And I'm not saying that good men can't be nice guys. I'm not saying that nice guys can't be good men. I understand where he was going with that. I understand what he's talking about, trying to be so much of the nice guy that you're being passive aggressive, that you are just letting things just happen and you're letting people run over you because you're so worried about trying to be that nice guy. And then I understand what he's talking about good men, just saying, okay, you know what? I'm not always going to be the nice guy, but I'm going to be that good man. I'm going to take care of business. I'm going to be that savage, but in the same breath, still being that savage, still being that guy that's soft enough that when I come home, my kids are comfortable with just laying on top of me and just, playing on me and saying, daddy, daddy, daddy. So for me, I understand what he's talking about, and I personally agree with him. So, I'm not saying that every good man is not a nice guy. I'm not saying that.
Okay. Because I feel like I feel like the men that I'm circled with are a combination of the two. But I like back because you're a nice guy and you are treading things differently. That doesn't mean you're a backstabber or just the negative standpoints. I don't see that in being a nice guy. Sometimes I feel like shit, you get ran over in some aspects because you are a nice guy. Not necessarily that you doing the running over. That shit, people run you over. But I mean, again, I get what
This is good, man. This goes back to last week when we were just talking about labels, dating exclusively in a relationship. This brother found a title and he put a definition on it, and we're having a conversation about it. It's not that maybe we agree or disagree with him. Is do we agree or disagree with the definition he gave that label?
Right.
And this goes back to what I learned from one of my mentors. He was like, oftentimes you could be talking to a person using the same words but using different definitions, and that's why you guys have a misunderstanding.
Right.
That's why it's necessary sometimes to explain what you mean. And that's why when you brothers, you tell me like, well, everybody's not communicative like that. It's like, then that does kind of, we all have ways that we have of being that narrow our pool to choose from, because there's ways that we aren't, and ways that like me, I'm more live and let live, more free loving. So like, Dub said like last week, like maybe the non-conventional woman may not work for me because of, my way of just living and loving, and oh man, it's all good. I'm not even tripping on that. You want me to slap this boy because he said something about you? That's not really my MO, and it's not that, be a bad guy when but this video for me, when I heard it, I was just thinking about just the labels. Like, before we get into deep discussion, I thought it was a good example of when we're talking to each other as brothers. What do you mean when you say I'm out of pocket right now, bro? What do you mean by that? Before we go down the path of being defensive. That's why I really like this video. And Amber and what is happening? Amber and Aisha, are you ready to be in a relationship? Oh, Aisha asked you. Come into my DMs and ask me.
He is setting you up for failure.
Wow. Oh, okay. No, I've been asked that question before. Y'all want one of my complicated answers? No, the simple answer is yes, I am ready. So let's move on to the next video.
Oh, quick. Yes, and let's move forward.
Yeah, I'm ready.
That was the question. The question was, am I ready? The question, DTF says, no, he isn't. Just because I'm not ready for you doesn't mean I'm not ready. Relax. Aisha said, okay, I love you, DTF. Well, don't leave me out here by myself.
No, brother, you on your own.
I talk to Pookie often about my
Pookie, that's one you don't play with.
I know, because she gonna spit in my food. She made some bomb chili last week. No, but I talk to Pookie often about the
skirt. You made some chili last week, Pookie. Let's talk.
I wanted to move to the next video before I start getting people in trouble.
You're already fucked up.
Even Allie came in. No, the F you're not. Listen, man. I'll play it. You know what? I'm gonna let somebody answer for me. Here we go.
I tell women this all the time. All men can change, and all men will change. But there's only one woman that we're going to change for. It's just one. We don't change for all women. We only change for one woman. If he ain't changing, it's because you ain't the woman.
So ask me again if I'm ready.
But then again, that's Steve Harvey.
If you the one, I'm ready. If you ain't, trust me, I'm the farthest thing from ready. Go ahead.
So this is what I'll say. It's a lot of times Steve Harvey would say stuff that I'm completely against. Like, dude, you can't speak for every man and just saying this is what a man will do and this and that. But listening to that had a lot of truth. That had a lot of truth in it. And it may not be just one, but what I gather from that is, a man is not going to change for just any woman. That woman has to have something about her that makes him want to change.
Well, she's going to have a word from God, a password. We spoke about this a year and so ago. No, I'm being serious. It's a year or so ago. Me and Dub was talking about the conversation when the servant who was over Isaac, he had to go find a wife for him, and he prayed and asked God to give him a certain question to ask that would help him verify who he should choose to be the wife that he was supposed to find for Isaac. Well, I think it was for Isaac, and we were having that conversation about how there's so much potential out there and so many women that fit the bill. And you're like, man, who? But it's like, it's something about that one, the way she responded, that it had to be some kind of contribution from God to give her that answer, it had to be something divine that she had that I would be able to recognize as my home. But I don't get to see that unless I've been spending time with my God. It's so much easier for me nowadays to identify where I belong because I've upped my time with God. And so when I'm in situations, I can feel that, oh, he's been here. He's already prepared a place for me here. be it a job, be it a friendship, be it a relationship. If I don't feel any of his, he said, I go before you. You know, if I don't feel God's presence anywhere around it or his fragrance, then I do question. I do question if this is where I belong. But when I do feel it, it's easier for me to settle down and be like, okay, I'm a chill here. So that's my verification.
Do you feel like your coworkers felt God when they had you behind them?
Man, that was a cold setup.
That
was an April Fool's.
That was pretty good. I know you walked into that meeting like, what the
Bruh, so you know me, I'm always contributing. So everybody knows me. I bring the fun to the office. That's what I'm known for. And so I'm always on camera. Like I got the best lighting because I do photography. My camera always looks better than everybody else's. And so I got on the meeting and nobody had their camera on. And I had mine on, of course. And I was looking around. I was like, well, forget y'all there. I'm turning my camera off. So when my boss gets on, everybody turns their camera on and I'm the background picture. I was like, I did like I was on the show. I immediately left. I left the whole meeting.
This is Control Alt Delete, shut down the computer.
Yeah, man. Fellas, but y'all that whole changing piece, man. How y'all feel about that though?
I agree.
So I'm gonna address this right here. Why does he need to change in the first place? In my opinion, if he needs to change, he may not be for you. Sometimes that change is not necessarily like a bad thing. Sometimes that change may be opening up. Yeah. Sometimes that change may be, you know what I'm saying, more loving. Sometimes that change may be, you know, more access. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, that change doesn't necessarily mean he have to change who he is as a person. Sometimes that change can just be more access.
Or his status.
Or monogamy. Let's keep it 100. Sometimes a nigga's not gonna be faithful to every woman. He'll be faithful to the one woman who he feels like he needs to be faithful to.
Or accountable. He may not want to be accountable with anybody other than this woman in particular.
Mm-hmm.
If I look at the areas where I've had weaknesses and I've had struggles and I've come across some good women, you know, it could be the one, but was I able to recognize it? And so I think that what has to go deeper is that, man, am I willing to change for God? Like, I think for me, that's been my journey this last like year and a half, just really having such a love affair with him and then now with myself to be realizing like any change and altering I'm doing must start with those places first, with my God and with myself.
Yeah.
My monogamy shouldn't be based on the fact that I found a good woman. Neither should my faithfulness or my integrity. That should be embedded and rooted in me as a man.
Sometimes,
and if I contribute that to a woman, no, I'm saying for me, if I contribute that to a woman, if she leaves, then does that character trait leave also?
No, because
but you're saying for you though, right? I just want to be clear. Everybody doesn't believe in monogamy
or God.
That matter.
So check this out. Sometimes even when you're looking at that change thing, it could be specific for that person. I.e., why I wore them tight ass pants, right? I was trying to change for that woman, right? I mean, but it's not just me though, because I remember, you know, me and Donnie had a conversation like, oh, you know, she likes to see me in this, so you know what I'm saying. He says she likes to see me in this, so he started wearing that.
Bro, I have long hair today because my ex asked me to grow my hair.
I have a beard because my ex asked me to grow a beard, and I ended up liking it. However, again, what I was saying earlier is sometimes we do all of this, we, because again, we're men of accountability. Sometimes these women don't be really worth what they think they worth. Sometimes they come into the table with food to eat, and baby girl, listen, Jack, I just wanted to put that out there because I mean, a man can hold himself accountable. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, we do be having work, but baby, there's a mirror. There is a mirror that says that, listen, you need to work on more than your lace front.
Hey. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys coming out. Another wonderful episode of Maybe This Will Help Your Lace Front.
Hey.
My God.
Maybe this will help your lace front. You guys are just disrespectful.
Oh man,
Jesus. Them numbers dropped so fast. It was like,
hey, he just hit me with a episode of Martin. He was Tommy on that one. Look at the draws.
Dog.
That's funny. Good stuff.
Wow. Thank you, Donnie's exit looks amazing. All right. Ashley says thank you.
You know that never mind. I'm not even gonna do that. I was finna go into our hotline with disturbance of if you having problems with your lace front, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just going. Go ahead.
So let me ask you a question. Hold on, before you go there, bro. Before you go there, I just want to.
Carrie wants to.
I want to ask the women this: why do women wear lace fronts, but you can still see the neck?
They'd be like, "What lace? That one right there."
You can still see the neck, and then why is it like what I'm saying? The hair, and then it's a pause, and then it starts the bangs slick on your forehead.
But y'all always got something to say about this. Y'all always got something to say about the fact that we don't have it. So what? We don't have no hair. So what? I'd rather not have no hair than that bum ass lace front you got on.
They said, what do you have against wigs, bro?
They look like fitted caps.
Oh, I hate wigs.
Like Daniel Boone when he had the raccoon on his head.
I'm just saying. Like if it's supposed to look real, that's my problem. It doesn't look real.
I done plant my seeds, now I'm rooted. Brown skin popping, I'm rooted. He pull the hood out me, I'm rooted. Rooted, nappy head rooted. I done plant my seeds, now I'm rooted.
Is it okay? Is it okay?
We can see from the front, it ain't real.
Is it okay if you can't see the net? Is what somebody texted me.
No,
Man, listen,
then
I
you got to do with the
like
Michael Jackson baby hair. You 86 years old and you got 3-year-old baby hair. I don't want to do it.
That's because it's not baby hair. They pull some of their regular hair to the front and get the toothbrush with the gel and curl it to make it look. It's not even real baby hair.
So listen, I'm
Hair
gonna tell you,
old. That's grown person hair. You trying to?
It's
turn
two things I
into
don't like. I don't like wigs, and I don't like bangs.
You don't like bangs?
I hate bangs. Oh, I hate bangs. Oh my god, I hate that shit with a passion. Man, if you don't just.
But Donnie be having bangs though, bro. Donnie be having bangs.
You see why I just left myself, me and my baby hair. I just stepped out of the conversation. I just.
If it's your natural baby hair, rock your natural baby hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
Me and Genuine, we
I have baby hair. You got adolescent hair.
Wow. You got some fans. They say yes because that's witchcraft. Lace fronts are witchcraft.
Yes.
So one of my friends said, well, I know what I'm not wearing to your birthday dinner. And that brings me to that brings me to my point, man. I told you on the circle, man, like my therapist challenged me to do something for my birthday. So Sunday I'm just gonna have a get together at Hermosa Beach Pier. And I'm putting it out there. Just you show up and have a good time. I mean, I'll share with y'all how real this challenge was. Jesus, he put me on the spot.
Hey, shout out to Eric.
Yeah, Hermosa Beach Pier on Sunday the 10th, around 3-4 p.m. That's where me and my friends will be. Invite yourself. Yep. So that's gonna be Sunday.
This nigga's anxiety is on 10 right now. This brother is
11.
You see, we all just looking like
this brother. When I tell you, my therapist said, he said, like, if you don't verify or test this newness that you're in, how will you know what it really is, what it's really made of? It's just, he said, I wouldn't be a great therapist if I didn't challenge you to do certain things. And he didn't tell me to go this far, but this is probably the extremist in my personality to go out here and do it this way. So, that's gonna be what it is. So I'm ready to move on though.
He doesn't want to stay here long, ladies and gentlemen.
I love my lace front.
But you may love it, but we don't. Go ahead.
All right.
I'm gonna sit this over here. Good night, guys.
This is what Carrie just wants y'all to say.
I'm done. You don't have to worry anymore.
What do you mean?
I'm done trying to get you. I can't do it anymore. I'm sorry it's taken me this long to figure it out, but I promise I'm done making a fool of myself. I'm done.
I'm done.
That's how he feels about lace fronts.
I'm done. I'm done.
Jeez.
Fellas, y'all ready to shut this down for the night?
Yeah.
Shut it down.
We gonna put the show on the side like they put their lace fronts on top of the mannequins in their room. No, okay, my bad. All right,
ladies and gentlemen, if you've enjoyed yourself tonight, we hope that you reshare this on your page, repost, rewatch, whatever you need to do. Screen record your favorite part and share this, man, because it's something about us coming on here being vulnerable and just sharing honestly. Not really trying to teach people what to do, but just sharing, man, that just has made this podcast so incredible. Carrie birthed this about over 2 years ago, man, and it has lived up to its name, man. If you need further help, though, what we like to do is provide a resource at the end of every show, and that is to the 24-hour mental health hotline. That's 1-800-854-7771, 1-800-854-7771. And this is exactly what it is: access to mental health. You can get connected to a counselor, a therapist, or a support group that can help you with whatever thoughts you're struggling with, be they mild or light flashes of just self-hurt or depression, or they're major things where you can't sleep at night. Get connected to someone. God has gifted a lot of people on this earth that can help walk you through those situations. A lot of times, even the stuff that we share, stuff that we've been through, make us the perfect vessels for helping others or for showing others the way through. Let me say it that way, for showing others the way through. And so if you need that, you can call 1-800-854-7771, or maybe you just need help on how to communicate better with your child or your spouse or yourself. Sometimes you can go and get this therapy or to get this counseling, just to help you develop a new skill. It's not always about dealing with necessarily a trauma. So 1-800-854-7771 is the number we want to provide at the end of this show. And if you have any other resources for mental health, please shoot us an email at maybethiswillhelpthepodcast@gmail.com. Maybe this will help the podcast at Gmail. If you know any resources in your local community, any people, please do send those resources over. Fellas, y'all want to add anything?
Just the regular thanks.
Regular thanks. Okay. Thank you. Maybe this will help. Cash App. Errol, Carrie, y'all got anything y'all want to share before we close off for the night?
Yes, the lace fronts. Viva la bundles.
Hey,
Viva la bundles. You good with the bundles?
I'm good with the bundles. It's the lace front for me. I just can't do it. I'm telling you, it's the Michael Jackson in the 1986 backwoods, Alabama, Mississippi screen door that the little cat run out. It's been up there so long. It's got the little flingy part at the bottom. That's the part that's right here. And the makeup never matches. It never matches.
Errol.
Yeah,
I'll tell you like this, man. I don't like the fake hair at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the bundles. I don't like the fake hair. The only hair like that's okay with me if you're getting your hair braided. Other than that, I don't like the fake hair at all. I don't like it. Do something with your own hair. You know what I'm saying? Just don't add the other stuff to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you got to shave your hair down low and wear it in a nice little cute style. Do what you got to do. Design, you know what I'm saying? Fix your own hair, huh?
I know a girl that shaved her hair down low like that, and then her husband got on stage and
I knew it. So I feel like I'm the only person fit to pray tonight. So Heavenly Father, Yahweh, we come to you like we did before the show, thanking you that you are who you said you are. We thank you for showing up and speaking through us. We thank you for giving us a safe place to express and share, Father God. We thank you that you birthed this through your son years ago because you knew we needed a safe place that we could get a thought in, a word in, an emotion in amongst other brothers, and man, maybe some healing, maybe some helping could happen. So we thank you for everybody who was able to view, and man, whatever seeds were planted that were for them, we pray that they take root. We thank you, Father God, that that we bonded even closer tonight, not just with each other, but closer to you. you spoke truth in a lot of situations, and we know that you've given us some stuff to think about, some challenges to what we believe. And we just thank you that, man, as a result of this show, we will become more of who you created us to be in the first place, and resolve some of this trauma and get out of this unnecessary armor that we've been putting on over these years. We won't let our past and those people we've come across who've intentionally tried to hurt us dictate our future. We will leave that in the past and be present to what you're doing today, so that we can see the new people that you brought into our lives and not make them prove themselves to us because of what somebody in the past did. Help us not to have this this vetting process that's heavily geared on not reliving what happened to us in the past, because that's fear. Help us to live open, love open. Help us to love and go forward into relationships with our brothers and with romantic interests like we have a God who's watching over us. Help us to move, Father God, like we have a God that's watching over us, that loves us, that's causing all things to work together for our good. Help us not to be timid. Help us to be courageous. Father God, help us not to worry. Help us to have faith, Father God. Help us not to be angry over situations, Father God, but yet and still help us to still value the emotions that we have in those moments and not be dismissive. We thank you, Father God, that you've brought us to this place of wisdom, this place of maturity. Help us not to forget all that you've taught us. Help us to sit in our quiet time with you and revisit the lessons, so that we don't have to re-injure ourselves or anybody else, Father God. We just thank you for the fellowship that is to come. We thank you for everybody who was present tonight, people who will rewatch this, that they got a needed word, and we rebuke and bind the enemy in Jesus, the Messiah's name. And we thank you that tonight you will continue to speak to us as we rest, visit us as we rest and sleep. In your son, Jesus, the Messiah's name, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
So I tell women this all the time. All men.
That was an accident, but all right, fellas, if there's nothing else, are we shutting it down?
Thank you for coming out. God bless. 2 Chainz.
Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't